Floppycatters, today we're doing the final product review video for the Photonic Health Multi-Light. I made sure it was up, right side up, the wording anyway. This multi-light has 3 different colors: red light therapy, blue light therapy, and green light therapy. So you might be wondering, what in the world is light therapy? Light therapy is a way to help the body heal itself. It helps cells that are damaged repair themselves more quickly. So what happens is the light therapy penetrates your pet's skin, blood, muscle, and bone using specific wavelengths of photons. And then photoreceptors in your animal's cells absorb that light energy, which then enhances the healing process by giving the cells a boost of energy. Red light is efficiently absorbed by the tissue rich in hemoglobin and is beneficial for healing surface wounds and stimulating acupressure points. So if the body's out of balance, you can get it corrected, but it won't stick unless there's like a foundation off balance. So that's why you have to do it so many times, and also make sure that you're treating the cause as well as the problem, so that you can get to the bottom of whatever's going on with your cat or dog or horse, or you if you want. One of the really cool things about the Photonic Health Multi-Light, not only that it's a multi-light and it has different, the red, green, and blue, but they really thought it out in the sense that, depending on the cat, depending on the dog, depending on the horse that you might be working on, the clicking sound could frighten them, depending on, what their background is and how scared they are of that sort of thing. So to switch to the different lights, you just do a slight press at the top, and it switches without making a clicking noise. It does make a clicking noise though to turn off, like that, and to turn on, obviously, but to switch between the lights, it's just a slight tap to get it to go to the next light. So if you have an animal that's scared of certain sounds, my sister, who's behind the camera right now, just suggested you could turn the light on in a different room and then bring it to the animal, or just have it on, ready to go, and then bring the animal to you. Just always have it facing away, so obviously the light's not shining in your eyes or theirs. It's okay, it's not a laser, but obviously unnecessarily light being shined in your eyes is never a good thing. The reason this came about, why this all happened, was that Charlie was having some spinal issues. It was allergy related. It was also the fact that he had jumped down and injured himself jumping down, and we were seeing a chiropractor. And so chiropractic adjustments in cats, I've learned, should only be done like a month apart because it activates their nervous system so much. And to calm that down, we were getting cold laser treatments twice a week. And the stress of that, because Charlie doesn't like car rides, doesn't like the vet, obviously, no cats do. I feel like someone's going to tell me, well, my cat does. And because of the stress of all that, I was looking for an alternative. One of Floppycats' readers had written me an email asking me if I'd ever tried red light therapy, and I thought that she meant cold laser, and she meant this. She meant red light therapy that is administered from a light that looks like a flashlight type of thing, and where you hit acupuncture points on an animal or on a human. So you take this light, and then, depending on what issue you're addressing, like let's say that you have a spleen situation, then you're gonna hit the points on the spleen meridians with the light. There's a lot more to it. So one of the cool things about Photonic Health is, I had no background in this. I mean, I couldn't tell you where any of these meridians are before I started this, and even now, I'm probably like in preschool, haven't even graduated kindergarten in this process. But why it works so well with them is because they have the information and knowledge and the tools that you need to succeed. When I started doing ozone therapy on Camus, my parents' cat that died of chronic renal failure in December 2020, I started doing ozone therapy on him 4 or 5 months before he died, and I did not have the tools or the knowledge to completely understand it. It was completely overwhelming, as was this, but this, they have a foundations course where you can watch videos. They have the books that can help you figure it all out. You can reach out to them via email. You can reach out to them via phone. So there's so many ways to not have that anxiety and overwhelmingness feeling with this solution. They do not have a cat book at this time, so they sent me a dog book, and everything they sent me had to do with when I initially had the first conversation with them. They wanted to send me the solutions that we needed in order to succeed. So not only did they send me the book for dogs, because a dog and a cat have a very similar skeletal system. So to me, I didn't feel like cats were being shafted or anything like that. I'm totally fine looking at a dog skeleton to treat my cat. But they went ahead and marked in the book the important points that we had discussed on the phone, so I knew exactly where to go once we got started. So allergies, because Charlie has really bad allergies in the summer, and then fascia points because he had all the chiropractic work being done. They sent me a people book because I wondered if this might help my dad and me with some issues. And then they also have rechargeable batteries. So the battery is located at the bottom here. It lasts 4 hours. It comes partially charged, but you want to charge it completely before you start using it. And it just pulls out like that, and then you can put it in the charger. I'll show footage of that while I'm talking about this that we did during the unboxing, and the charger lights up and tells you how much it's charged. Because this can be so individualized for each cat, even if you have multiple cats or you have a dog and a cat, it probably is best to either email them or phone in and ask questions, because then you're going to get set up with the right stuff. I mean, it's not like this is a bundled package that you can order now on their site. These are pieces and parts that were sent to me based on what was needed for our situation. So that's why I think it's best to phone in. So I'll leave their number and contact information below in the description of this video. Be sure to mention Floppycats sent you, but that's probably the best way to go. Now I want to show you, in between using the light, you need to wash the light, and you're not supposed to use alcohol, so you have to use soap and water. So I'll go ahead and show you how I've been doing that. To clean the Photonic Health Multi-Light, I just take a wet rag, I put a dab of soap on it, because it says to wash it with mild soap and water, and then I wipe that off, and then I wet the rag in another place, and then I wipe off that because I don't want any soap residue on there. And then I find the dry part and I just dry it off that way. I do have to say that this little sucker is really durable. I have dropped it a few times, from waist height onto a hard floor and, make that type of sound, and it's fine. I haven't cracked it or broken it or anything like that. Here is footage of me doing the Photonic Health's opening points on Charlie. And I wanted to show you guys, obviously, like how Charlie and Trig both react to red light, blue light, and green light therapy. Although you're not going to see both cats with all three colors, they respond equally to all colors. It's very relaxing to them. They seem to, enjoy the process. Although Charlie gets a little annoyed towards the end, like he knows when he's done and he wants to go. And that's the thing, is you want to let them go. You don't just keep, you don't force them. You don't make it a miserable process. And, slowly over time, I've been able to build up to more points. During the course of this review, I have emailed with several readers or chatted with readers on Facebook or Instagram. And this has been a long review process because when this started, Charlie was just ending allergy season and I'm still trying to get his gut health corrected. So it has been a very long review process. And so while I've been communicating with readers, I've also been communicating with Photonic Health on a regular basis to learn more about their product, answer reader questions and whatnot. How they decided to tackle acupuncture, Chinese acupuncture, is from incorporating what they've learned. And what they said was, in their experience with working with animals since 2002 with light therapy, they decided to incorporate the opening points because every day is a different day with each animal, and it provides immediate relaxation and relief in an indirect way. It also opens up the entire spine and energizes the nuchal ligament, which I might not be saying correctly. So there's several different interpretations and ways to get to the end result using the meridian system. And they chose the opening points because they found that that's what works best for them as practitioners. That's based on, the thousands or even more than thousands of animals they've worked on. And in Chinese medicine, there is no right way. So if you ask like 100 different practitioners using the meridian systems, you would get a variation of what they choose to do. So one reader in particular told me how the system that she's using, one of the points to hit is the tip of the tail. And so I've been doing that with Charlie and Trig because it just resonated with me, and it's not going to hurt anything for me to tackle that point. So that's why I chose to do it. Another thing that's come up during the review process is the fact that, you could potentially buy a similar light for a lot less on Amazon. And I wanted to address that. So in the course of doing this review, I've emailed back and forth several times with the company, but I have also watched and listened to several of their webinars. They offer webinars on a regular basis, and so I've been watching those to learn more, and have found that they've been manufacturing these lights since 2009, and they're one of the first companies to build them in the United States, and they have 100% money-back guarantee. And they also offer a 90-day trial. So if you're not satisfied with the product, you can return it and get 100% full refund. They also offer a limited warranty on all of their handheld devices. So no matter what happens to it or if it quits working for any reason, they'll cover it 100%. They also have an incredible customer service. They pretty much guarantee that when you get a device, you will have some questions or need a bit of direction, and they have a service team that is available where you can pick up the phone and call a live person in the United States. Additionally, if you bought a light from another company, for example, they're so passionate about light therapy and all the benefits of it that even if somebody purchases another device, they will be happy to help you with it and happy to answer questions about it. So they offer right now phone and email and instant message support Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you have a question or need a consult or just want to share a success story, for example, you can do that through them. So the reason why you would choose to buy through Photonic Health, for example, and not Amazon is on Amazon, in general, you don't have a way to reach out to customer service, even if they even have a customer service, because that's pretty uncommon with Amazon products. You also don't know how it was made, and more than likely the people that made it don't have a clue about what was involved in it either. So from design to production, the Photonic Health Multi-Light was 18 months to 2 years. That's how long it took them to make this light. And then they test every 5th to 10th light to make sure what goes out the door does exactly what it's supposed to do. And if they find a problem between those, 5th and 10th lights, then they test more lights. And the owners of Photonic Health, who are Donna Woods and Brian Owen, have been using red lights on their animals since 2002, as I said, and have been in business and designing their own devices since 2009. So when you get a device from them, it's dialed in for maximum effectiveness. After I did Charlie's red light therapy tonight, I did green light therapy. I wanted to show you what happens with green light therapy. Charlie comes upstairs, gets in his sink, and sleeps. Woo, what are you doing in there? Woo, are you sleeping? It is 10:30. I typically go to bed at like midnight or so, and this is the parasympathetic mode. I came upstairs to put in my retainers, and this is what he's doing. And the reason I decided to do green light therapy tonight, and I've done it randomly on him, is because he was just a little bit pissy pants and twitching a lot on his back, which is one of the things I watch for in him. And so I thought I'd just give him some green light to calm him down, and looks like it did the trick.